Alright, so this is just me setting up the commands, and this is me setting it up and then running it. Here we go, and now it's run. And this is the first part of the launch. It sets the throttle to 100, pitches it over eastward by 5 degrees and decouples the clamps. It's pretty smooth from here on out. So I time warp here, and we're starting to get close. It's around when apoapsis is 10 kilometers is when the vehicle starts becoming supersonic. So as you can see here, it's gaining closer and closer to that supersonic speed, and now it is past Mach 1. And as you can see, now it just keeps coasting on for a long time until the apoapsis reaches 40 kilometers or 50 kilometers, and at that it now separates the stage. The second stage, which is a solid rocket motor, it hot stages, and then it flips around, and there's then a 30-second timer for until boost back begins. It's just kind of get it a little away from the launch pad and a little more over towards the ocean. So as you can see, we're waiting down for that countdown. 4, 3, 2, 1. And it then flips the vehicle around horizontal, but also along its path, and it burns right just up till about the launch pad. I'm gonna have to adjust this again. I'm thinking maybe it's gonna have to be a little more far out, because you'll see later it then coasts like this for a while, but when it reaches that aerodynamic stage where it then starts trying to dogleg inwards, it targets the launch pad, but then it keeps going and it ends up going past the launch pad, and it has to correct for that when it ignites later, which we lose some valuable time with that. But as you can see, I'm just time warping. Now I stopped here because it's at 20 kilometers is when we start that dogleg maneuver. So you'll see I'm not controlling any of this, by the way. This is the computer doing everything. As you can see, it kind of kicked over. This is just me trying to figure out why there were so many sonic booms. I still don't know why there were so many sonic booms, but yeah, I think my real sound enhancement was just glitching for a second. But as we get closer, we are going to ignite at 5 kilometers until we reach 20 meters per second in vertical speed. So as you can see, we lit. We're slowing down quite quickly, and now you can see we have reached 20 meters per second. We are now engaging guidance, so it is going to start guiding itself towards that latitude and longitude, which at first it does have a few issues, but it locks in pretty quickly as it decreases that margin of error. And as you can see, it's pretty much locked in about right there, and it gets even more precise when we come down to the even slower 4 meter per second burn, which is at 150 meters above the ground. So as you can see, it's just coming in right above the launch pad. It is very slow, but we're just trying to be safe, and I didn't want to have to alter things too much. And as you can see, as we get closer and closer, as you see, I'm just pointing to the altitude right there. We're watching for 150 meters, which it looks like it's coming in fast, but I'm telling you, it slows down really quick. And as you can see, we hit there, so it slows down all the way to around 4 meters per second vertical speed. It's slowly throttling up a little bit, try to get closer to that. But this part is also pretty slow, so I slowed this down. And I now switch to the tower as we're getting close to catch, and this is a timing that I have to do. You can see the arms closing. I switch over to the booster, catch, and we shut down the engines. Technically, it shuts down its engines automatically, but I always switch over just to be exact. There you go.